Hey guys, Creedori is here. Let's um let's get into it here at the Halving House. Today we're going to be reviewing a video, the first video I uploaded to the Halving House website. It's called the article title is there one true definition of money? The video is a very short, about 2 minute and 10-second video entitled What is Money? This video is put out by a group called Learnfree. So what I want to try to do with all these videos or clips or whatever the source is I want to try to at least be able to articulate who's telling us this sort of thing. Is it a trustworthy source? Is it a mainstream media source? Is it an individual? Is it, a school, academia, you know, whatever, a historian. So I'm going to share real quick and we can take a look. So the video is done by this group here, learnfree.org. So let's just take a quick peek at what these guys are all about before we watch the video and decide how credible they are. Um, let's see, for more than a decade, the Learnfree program has helped millions around the world learn the essential skills they need to live and work in the 21st century. That's very vague. From Microsoft Office to email to reading to math and more. Okay, that's 190 topics and tutorials. Learnfree.org. We'll have to check out the website. 1.2 million subscribers, over 1,300 videos, and quite a few views. So, kind of stuff for these guys doing here. What is critical thinking? Excel tutorial. What is iceberg thinking? I don't know what that is either. I should watch that video. Inertia, computer basics, Newton's third law. What is WordPress? Uh, AI. What is a pie chart? These guys are all over the map here. So, okay. This seems credible. Looks legit. Learn. So anyway, um, the video we're watching here on the Halving House today, let me pull up the website real quick, is from Learnfree, and it is called What is Money? So let's take a peek here, 2 minutes and 44 seconds long, and see what we got.
Human history, people have bartered or traded for things they needed. Mesopotamian tribes traded for weapons, while the Romans traded for salt. The Silk Road allowed for goods like fur, spices, and gems to travel between the East and the West. These exchanges were happening all over the world. Objects that were small and hard to break, like cowrie shells or gold nuggets, helped to make transactions easier. So they started being used as currency. Money slowly.
Let's stop right there. Objects that were small and hard to break. The narrator says cowrie shells, says gold nuggets. So what I notice first when I hear these things are these are commodities. Um, a commodity is basically a raw material of some sort. Oil is a commodity, gold, wheat, something that is has to be produced from the existing elements, chemical molecules from the earth. So it has to be made, has to be found, mined, whatever you want to say. It has to be work has to go into it to produce it. Cowrie shells and gold nuggets, as the video articulates, are things that were small and hard, meaning not easy to break, and small, I think, meaning easy to carry, which would make them very portable. Portability is a common characteristic of money that we will see over and over. There's several characteristics of good money. We're just going to slow cook that whole discussion and let the videos kind of show us over time what those characteristics are. But having like a handful of gold nuggets or a handful of cowrie shells, small, hard, portable, early forms of money, commodity money, all important points to note. Okay, we're 37 seconds in. 2:43 is the video length. Let's finish this thing up.
It became a placeholder for value. Over the years, it's taken on many forms, from coins to leather.
Hold on. Sorry. let's go back. I heard the term placeholder for value. Let's go back and see how he leads into that sentence. I think that's important.
Over the years, it's taken on many forms, from coins to leather to paper. Of course, in order for people to want to use it, the currency had to be trusted or issued by an institution that was. This could be a trade guild.
Wait, we missed that there. Where are we going?
Money slowly became a placeholder for value.
There it is. Let's try that one again. That's good. I like that.
Money slowly became a placeholder for value.
Money slowly became a placeholder for value. That's interesting. Okay, so what does he mean when he says value? What is value? I think that's a question worth thinking about. Think critically about that. Maybe look up a definition on your own or try to define it for yourself. If you have something that's valuable, what does that mean to you? The worth, importance, or usefulness of something in an economic context, it might refer to the exchange of value through a market. But that's not the end all be all definition. So think about for you in your life, what is value? What is valuable? And is money the thing that carries value for you? Interesting question to think about.
Over the years, it's taken on many forms, from coins to leather to paper. Of course, in order for people to want to use it, the currency had to be trusted or issued by an institution that was. This could be a trade guild, a bank, or a government. Otherwise, it would.
So in order for something to be used as money, it had to be trusted or issued by an institution that was trusted. And we roll right into trade guilds, government, and there's a picture of an ATM, which not super clear on the trust model of an ATM. But the point though is it has to be trusted, which means the people using it have to recognize it as money. So it has to be recognizable. That's an interesting characteristic of money. Okay, let's hear what he has to say about these trusted institutions issuing money.
Just be worthless. People didn't just spend money on goods either. To this day, whatever holds value is worth money. Workers are paid for their time and skills. People pay for access or for entertainment. More recently, money is becoming something we often don't physically see or even hold in our hand. The world of payments and banking has largely gone digital. New types of currency continue to pop up, like cryptocurrency. In this new, evolving world of digital money, many people are willing to take risks. There are new markets to invest in, where we use money to make more money.
So pause again real quick. We've kind of gotten off the rails here a little bit. This video has very quickly gone from talking about how commodity monies can hold value into talking about cryptocurrency and investing. I mean, even just the screen we're paused on right now, we're looking at a basic, candlestick, chart, something that you would look at like a stock price would be on a chart like this with these wicks. So we're a minute and 47 into this, and we're starting to kind of derail a little bit. Let's see, when did we start to derail? Let's see, once we started talking about Bitcoin, right about here. Now we've kind of gone off track, and we're into kind of this more investing landscape here. We've kind of stopped talking about what money is, but let's see if he can reel it back in.
Others hold on to their hard-earned cash and worry about what the future might bring. But why are people's attitudes about money so different? Maybe you know what it's like to struggle and not have enough money. Or maybe you've seen family members fight over larger amounts of it. These types of experiences shape who we are and how we feel about money in general. But we shouldn't let our emotional connections get in the way of our understanding. So the more you learn about money.
I want to hear that again. Let's hear that again. I actually think that in place of bringing it back full circle to what money is, this sentence here is important.
But we shouldn't let our emotional connections get in the way of our understanding.
So that really is, it's an interesting sentence because it's almost what I was talking about when I said I understand people are too busy and stressed and poor and don't have time to learn about these things. And I understand that people might not grasp what something like Bitcoin is, or why gold has value. But this is again the emotional, the the forces that are driving you to emotionally react to something money related are largely what are preventing people from learning about money in a factual, objective sense. So let's one more time with that. That was a good line.
Money in general. But we shouldn't let our emotional connections get in the way of our understanding.
We shouldn't let our emotional connections get in the way of our understanding. See, that I think really is what I'm trying to do here with this channel is separate your personal situation, put it off to the side. What it is, what it is. We're just going to try to learn about money, and we're not going to be worried about how much we have in our banks, what our parents think, what our friends think, what our family thinks, what our coworkers think. We're just going to objectively focus on learning about money. I like that. That was good.
So the more you learn about money, regardless of your circumstances, the more you'll understand how to use it in order to live a better life, whatever that may look like.
Okay, not bad. 233, pretty good, decent little video. Head back over here to havinghouse.wordpress.com, and then have a quick little analysis of this video, what we think. What is money was the name of the video, and I'm not sure we answered it. We touched on some things that I think were important. Some of the characteristics of money, like portability, um, and the fact that early money, salt, wheat, um, shells, gold were commodity forms of money, things that had to be created and produced. And we got a little off track there. We slipped through the Bitcoin topic into investing, but that's okay. It's all still under the heading of understanding money. Um, decent little video, not bad. It's a good start here for us on our pilgrimage to kind of discover what money is. Um, and I encourage you to go out and do your own research and think for yourself. Did this video teach you something? Drop a comment, and let's have a discussion about it. Is this useful? Do we like it? Would you share this with friends or family who are trying to learn about this question as well? Or would you delete this from the internet? And if you want, let's head over to the what was it called again? Learnfree.org and see what else they got. All sorts of topics. That's all for today. I'm Creedorius, and this is a Having House production.